Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. Today we're going to talk about work permits, specifically a recent article in The Nation newspaper, which is a major newspaper, English-speaking newspaper here in Thailand. In The Nation, the headline of this article is E-Work Permits Planned for Migrant Workers in Phuket. And just to quote really quickly, one quick sentence from this. Phuket officials have announced the launch of an electronic work permit, aka e-work permit, for migrant workers from Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos to become effective on November 1st of this year. Okay, so a couple of things. Clearly this doesn't really directly impact our English-speaking audience on this channel, but I do think there's a possibility that this might be a hint of things to come for most of the people that would be watching this video, because I think when they roll something like this out, first of all, it needs to be understood the Cambodian, Lao, and Burmese migrants that work in Thailand, the numbers of them are fairly staggering. In fact, at Suan Plu, which is one of the main immigration offices in the Bangkok metro area, that basically that entire office is dedicated to dealing with migrants wishing to work in Thailand and maintain status in Thailand who are of those three nationalities. They don't deal with anybody else. So that kind of gives a hint as to the overall numbers of these folks that are in the country looking to maintain status. I bring this up because I think it's very probable that we're going to see an e-work permit regime at some point, if for no other reason than the fact that the paperwork associated with this stuff is rather staggering. Now, the question becomes, how soon will this be happening? And I don't think it'll be happening anytime within the next 18 to 24 months, but I think it's rather promising that this is being implemented for these kind of migrant groups, because it might just be seen at one point that, well, look, we can pretty well digitize this entire process, thereby making it easier for everyone. Now, what I find interesting is I suspect the actual paper work permit book itself will probably be maintained because it's easier for one to identify oneself with a paper book rather than some sort of digital card, or maybe it's just like some sort of receipt or something like this. I don't think that that's very probable. I suspect the book will be implemented, will continue to exist, at least in the foreseeable future, call it 3 to 5 years. But that being said, all of the back-end stuff could possibly be digitized. Now, what does this mean for your average Farang here in Thailand? Well, what it means is the process could become quite a bit faster at some point in the near future. And if that was to happen and everything was dealt with online, it might become even more convenient, as one may be able, presumably, if most of the documentation is digitized, it may be possible to file such stuff online. Again, these may be sort of pie-in-the-sky fantasies, at least for a lawyer that has to deal with, or whose staff has to deal with a great deal of the paperwork associated with this stuff. But I don't think it's improbable to think at some point in the relatively near future, we could be seeing a digitized form of work authorization here in Thailand.